are on the internet. But before that, I used to have to call people up, and sometimes I would call people at the hospital, and I wouldn't call the doctor helpline or the referral line. I could call the department. Call the department, and people in healthcare do not do this only for the money. They had some kind of calling that they were really interested in helping people, and they love anyone loves to hear that you're interested in what they do. So if you call someone at the hospital and explain your story, there's so many people who will help you. Whether it's there, I call city agencies. Somebody had mentioned to me before that they were having trouble with a Medicaid issue. If you call the regular number, you just get, okay, you know, leave your message and that's it. But if you just are persistent to call through and ask, can I speak to someone else, can I speak to someone else, usually you will get that person that says, I don't know, but I'll take your number and I'll find out who knows, and they will get back to you. So a lot of patient advocacy is just persistence. You want to ask intelligent questions. You want to really think about your question and just space your time so that you know, if you ask people too many things at once, then they sort of get lost in the translation. But if you took your notes and you looked it over first and then frame your question, and people do appreciate that, and doctors do appreciate that. So if you're not able to advocate for yourself, then don't be afraid or embarrassed to ask for help. Who can advocate for you? Somebody mentioned to me, don't go to the hospital alone. Joan said, don't go in the room alone. Don't be put into a hospital room alone. That was something I never thought of and heard, and that's a great suggestion. Better to be in a shared room, so there's always someone in the room who might have heard something also. But hopefully you have someone to go with you, or to, whether it's your child, whether it's a neighbor, a friend, your spouse, to be there when the doctor is speaking to you, or to be there at some time during the day when they can go up to the nurse's station and ask the questions. And I had said this to Rosemary, and she was a little concerned about how I was framing it. So I said, when I go to the hospital, I'm at the hospital many times during the day and seeing various people. And it doesn't seem to me that anyone really objects. They don't say, didn't I just see you here with somebody else? They're so busy that if you are there, and you are there to ask intelligent questions, and you're there specifically for something that they can help, then they're really happy to have you and will go out of their way to get a hold of the doctor, to look up the information that you want. So you don't, it used to be I could go and actually look at the chart. The chart was hanging off the patient's end of their bed. Now you can't, but you can ask those questions. What is it that happened? I know that my friend is saying that someone came here yesterday and took some tests, and I'm not sure what they did. You can ask for them, and someone will answer that question.
I want to ask a question. Don't you need permission from the patient to ask questions?
They'll come in, it's always, yes, I'm the patient's advocate, so it's always along with the patient.
No, because you can't go without the patient for the patient.
That's why I started out. I'm the patient's advocate, I'm along with the patient. I say I'm the daughter that you don't have or couldn't come. I'm there as if I'm their daughter. I'm there alongside their bed at all times. And if I'm going out, it's under the patient's direction, just to frame the question in a way that they may not be able to. They may not feel, they may be too upset to ask that question. Usually the people do know what they want. They're just telling me what they want, and I'm able to frame it in Medi-Belize or under a different kind of circumstance at a different time, so the nurse doesn't have to come into the room. I can go over to them I can go follow them around and come see them downstairs in the cafeteria and say, would you mind coming by? We have a question. Right? I'm not pushing them. I'm not there pressing the button. I have a question. I can take my time to work within their system.